Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Go.
I'm good now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Holy Ghost Prep in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, where we have yet another soccer broadcast going live between the Firebirds of Holy Ghost Prep and the Malvern Prep Friars. So, before today's game, we'll go over the records. HGP coming off 2 straight home wins to bring their home record to 2-2 on the season. Meanwhile, Malvern coming off a away loss to bring their away record to 2-2. So both teams 2-2 at home and on the road today. HGP has played one more game than Malvern, giving them a 1-game advantage in record as they are 5-4 compared to Malvern's 4-4. So again, Holy Ghost Prep coming off 2 great wins at home, one against the formerly top 25 ranked Conestoga, and the other one a few days ago against Paul VI. So with that, we'll get to game action in just a minute. All right, so with just a minute to go until game start, we'll go over the starting rosters. For Holy Ghost Prep, it's almost the same as always. Daniel Price, number 2. Number 6, Anthony Fanelli. 7, Easton Ruppersberger. 10, Lucas Herrera. 14, Labrant Davis. 16, Maurece Jean Briand. 17, Brian Niemczak. 22, Teddy Santos. 24, Anthony Ramos. 26, Justin Burns. 30, Mike Cancelliere. 32, Jace Bauer. 33, Ethan Beede. 36, Luke Paul. 51, Mike Malpezzi. And in goal, Tim Devine. Devine making 2 incredible saves at the end of Saturday's game against Paul VI to secure the 2-1 win for the Firebirds, one of them being a saved penalty kick. That one turned out to be extremely important as it was just a 1-goal lead for HGP. So getting away from the Firebirds over to the Friars. In goal, number 0, Andrew Cancelliere. Then you have Chase Ecker, JJ Gyuraki, Kellen Fitzgerald, James Mayo, Logan Perez, Drew Della Vecchia, Brody Naylor, Aiden Kelly, Wyatt Constantino, William Perez, Matt Simergian, Cole Watts, Chris Plosinik, Coleman McKinley, Michael Guardiola, Rhett Bauer, Joaquin Alban, Aiden McLeese, Connor Greaves, Jimmy Consul, Jack Carroll, Vincent Uglo, and then the backup goaltenders are Ian Rosenblatt and Patrick Conway. So both teams lining up in midfield as we get ready to get started. 2 40-minute halves. There'll be a 10-minute overtime period if we are still deadlocked after 80. So we are underway. Holy Ghost Prep will start with the ball. Ruppersberger sends it all the way back down to Labrant Davis along the far side, or on the near side. They'll come back up the side, but this time it's Malvern Prep possession. Malvern dumping it off back and forth. This will be a very important game for Holy Ghost, looking to possibly make the city championship or city playoffs and qualify for the state playoffs. So they'll need a good late run to do so. So once again, it's Labrant Davis with the ball. So now Lucas Herrera with possession. Herrera dumps it off. Here's Fanelli. Fanelli lifts it up in the air over the head of Herrera. It's headed back out by the other Herrera, Lucas Herrera. And now Malvern sends it to the far side. Now Malvern on the attack. Almost turned away by what looks like Cancelliere. But now Malvern going way all the way up the far side. Friar goes down. Whistle sound will belong to the Friars. So Malvern lining up to inbound. The kick in, goes on net, and Devine goes up, couldn't corral it, but it comes back out of the net. Devine Perez is with the save, and here comes a 1-on-none for Ghost. All the way down, and a great sliding save by number 0 goaltender Andrew Cancelliere. And Malvern Prep's goaltending on point to start the game to keep it at 0-0. But it looked like Anthony Fanelli had a wide open 1-on-none opportunity, but nothing comes of it. So now a quick 2-hand pass for the inbound. Labrant Davis with the ball. Davis hits a shot off, and it looks like it was blocked by a Friar before it came anywhere close to the net. But it is ruled out of bounds on the Firebirds. Cancelliere inbounds. Over to a Friar on the far side. Now they go up near their own bench. There's Malvern again along the far sideline. Now the Fire trying to take it away. They won't be able to. Malvern gets it right back. Here comes a charge on net. And the ball trickle out of bounds off of the Friars. This seems to be. And never mind, it'll be ruled off the Firebirds. So Malvern Prep looks like we'll have a corner kick. So the first corner kick of the day by either team comes just a mere 2 minutes and 10 seconds into regulation. So now here's the corner. Lines it up, goes over to center. It's headed just a few feet over the net, and Tim Devine, just like all of Firebird faithful, taking a big sigh of relief in net. No one had any idea where the ball went besides the man that headed it, which looks like Chase Ecker from Malvern. But again, it stays 0-0. Now both teams with multiple scoring opportunities in the first 4 minutes. Devine lines it up and sends it up near midfield. Malvern Prepper check it down at midfield again. Now the Firebirds looking to battle for it. The Friars get it right back. Here comes Malvern, shuffle passing it back. Once again to the far side, they come back to center. Looks like Rhett Bauer with possession. Bauer winds it up and fires a shot way high into the left. So now 2 balls come into the field of play. Devine gets to choose which one. Tim Devine sets the ball in the outskirts of his box. And now Devine will send it down again. It'll be headed up by Labrant Davis into the open field in front of the net. And a battle for the ball. Looks like Justin Burns for HGP had a foot on it. And the ball will stay with the Firebirds. So now it's Lucas Herrera lining the ball up. So it's Herrera and Daniel Price lining up side by side. It'll be Price who runs past it. Herrera takes the shot, and it'll be headed away by a Friar. Now HGP quickly takes back over. A centering pass is deflected. Price looks to get a shot off, and it went almost through the hands of a Friar. Did not touch him, but it seemed like he almost caught it for a second. So it goes through the hands of a Friar into the hands of goaltender Andrew Cancelliere. Now Malvern up again along the far sideline. Another pass to center. It's lifted downfield by HGP. Here come the Firebirds again with an opportunity. It's Labrant Davis trying to hold on to the ball. And Davis won't be able to keep possession. Oh, yeah, Price goes the ball. He takes the ball into the corner. Price with a centering pass, and it goes just too far for Davis. Now Lucas Herrera again. Herrera gets the ball stripped, and now here come the Friars once more. They lift it back up into midfield. Headed back towards the near sideline. And now here come the Friars again on a one-on-one. Along the near sideline, it'll be shuffled passed out by Brian Niemczak to keep the ball out of the scoring opportunity for the Friars. So the Friar with the best opportunity to put the ball in the net there was Michael Guardiola, the sophomore. So now we inbounded, and right off the inbound, Malvern got a shot off, but again, just a little too far to get it anywhere on net. Devine lunged all the way out, and again, full effort put on by number 99. Now just a little over 7 minutes into regulation. Devine once again sets it and will line it up to send it down. Tim Devine winds it up. Again, sends it to midfield. He goes over the head of Cancelliere. But now Price sends it right back towards him. Now Price winds up and sends it down the far sideline. And a Firebird goes down to the ground, and it's an easy penalty call against the Malvern Prep. So the Firebirds will hold on to possession with 8 minutes to go. Or 8 minutes into regulation. So here's a shot on goal, a little too far for a goal opportunity. And it'll be headed out of play by a Firebird. So Daniel Price sets the ball up at the corner. First corner kick for the Firebirds today, the second minute total in the game. Price sends it to the center in front of the net. It's still loose out in front, but the Firebirds turn it over back to the Malvern Prep. And now clearing pass to go all the way down to Cancelliere. Divine tries to line it up. He will. Barely gets the pass, far pass off. It may have been tipped by a Friar. They say no. So the Friars hold on the possession, and they'll inbound it right next to their own bench. So here comes the one bounce inbound. It's Cancelliere. Cancelliere sends one down again. Here's Fanelli. Fanelli has a man. It's Labrant Davis. And Davis gets a shot off and he scores. Labrant Davis from out in front of the net puts it in the top of it. And it's now a 1-1 Firebirds game. 9 minutes and 20 seconds into regulation. Labrant Davis off the beautiful feed by Anthony Fanelli out in front. And again, it's a 1-0 Firebirds lead. They have tried to take early leads and make use of their early scoring opportunities. They've had plenty earlier on today. They were not able to make anything of it. But this time, again, a great pass from Fanelli to Labrant Davis, and the Firebirds have their early lead. So now Malvern Prep takes possession to start the new face-off. And a Firebird on the far side, Cancelliere, is able to tip it out of bounds. Remember, that's Anthony Ramos, not Cancelliere. So it'll be a Malvern Prep turnover. Ruppersberger got his foot on it to redirect the pass. Now Daniel Price looking to put some pressure on. And Malvern again holds possession. Malvern Prep sends again centering pass over the head of Joaquin Albin. Now the Firebird sends one up the sideline. The intended target was Ethan Beede, but it goes out of bounds into the Firebird bench. So here's Malvern going right on the attack, and it'll be cleared out by Brian Niemczak. He's cleared out of the direct offensive zone. And now the Firebirds finally fully clear it. Now Labrant Davis again. Davis with speed. Can Davis get his second? And he will not be able to. Malvern Prep again with great defense on Labrant Davis. Fast break is third of the game already. He already has one goal out of the 3. Malvern Prep survives this one. Now again, Malvern sends one up near midfield. It'll be headed the right way by a Friar. Now Daniel Price, again along the near side, tussle for the ball, and it goes off a bound. It goes out of bounds off of a Friar. So Price with a quick inbound. 2-hand throw. Labrant Davis with a header. And now Davis again. Over near the corner. Davis weaving in between defenders. Send it back to center. Lucas Herrera. Herrera dumps it back off. Jean Briand, head ball, and it was saved. Rebound, and saved again. Andrew Cancelliere has been busy these first 10 minutes. And he shows his stuff there, making 2, again, great saves to keep the game at 1-0 Firebirds. So now the Malvern Prep lines it out of bounds. And it'll be off the leg of a scorer's table on the other side of the field. Maurece Jean Briand with the inbound. Now again, HGP Malvern taking up the far side. And that's a quick turnover for Ruppersberger. And then Niemczak gives it right back to Malvern. Here are the Friars. He was sent all the way down. Divine plays it on a hop, scoops it up. He'll take it out of his, almost out of his box. And he'll hold it in one hand at the top. Once again, patrolling the outskirts of his area. He'll drop it off and drop kick all the way up near midfield. It's now a few head balls in a row by both teams. Now Herrera with a quick drop off. Cancelliere looked like to be a headed target. He was not able to receive it. And now it'll be a one bounce pass over to Tim Devine for him to reset. Devine sends another line drive pass up near midfield. It'll be Labrant Davis again along the near side. Davis dumps it off. A whistle sounds and the ball belongs to Malvern Prep. Anthony Fanelli looked like he had a lane to the net, but it was whistled off before the ball touched his foot. Then here comes the inbound. It'll be headed by a Firebird and headed back to the ground by, it looked like, Logan Perez. Now Herrera has it. Herrera dumps it off. It'll be Niemczak who clears. But right off the clear, it'll go out of bounds off of Friar. And it's ruled, looks to be Friar possession. Or no, it goes back to Daniel Price. There comes the inbound, and right off the inbound, the Firebirds get a shot on goal, but it'll be saved easily by Cancelliere. So here comes yet another head ball for the Friars. Now the Firebirds take it up to center. Here comes HGP. Winds it up. Shot, and just too far for Labrant Davis. Davis just slid out just a little too late to try to tap the ball in goal. It would have been a 2-0 lead if it was just a second earlier. But it stays 1-0. And the Firebirds hoping that these missed scoring opportunities do not come back to bite them. Now here come the Friars. Again along the far sideline. Dumps off near their own bench. Almost a near turnover. It's prevented by Cole Watts. But here comes Labrant Davis. The Firebirds with the ball. Davis again at the near sideline. And Davis gets the ball forced away from him. And it'll be a corner kick for the Firebirds. Oh, now it's ruled out of bounds off the Firebirds. It looked to be clearly out of bounds off a Friar, but Davis is forced to inbound it right back to goalkeeper Andrew Cancelliere. It's now be a head ball for the Firebirds. It's sent back down. Labrant Davis again being held a little bit. I'll pass it back up to the top. Fanelli. And his shot goes way high and way wide. So now Malvern Prep gets the ball thrown inbound. It'll be a quick back and forth hot potato passing between two defensemen. Looks like Kellen Fitzgerald and James Mayo. So now here's Malvern again coming across midfield. It'll be a dump off to the near sideline. Now a little bit of a cutback, pass back. Here comes Malvern. Malvern, and the shot goes way to the left, and it'll be out of bounds off the Friars. So HGP will inbound near the corner. So now here is Malvern. And Malvern will have possession. Supposed to be Aiden McLeese. So now JJ Gyuraki with the ball at midfield. Malvern again across midfield. Over near the Firebirds bench, and the Firebirds will take over there. It's sent down by Maurece Jean-Briand. Here's Fanelli and Labrant Davis. Fanelli cuts on in, and the pass to Davis is deflected. Back onto the top to Oscar Herrera. Shot, and he scores! Herrera fed it off. And the Firebirds go up 2-0. And Oscar Herrera with a beautiful assist to his brother Lucas Herrera. And with 21-28 to go in regulation, the Firebirds up 2-0. And this Firebirds offensive attack has been absolutely immaculate to start the game. So now again the Friars at midfield. The Friars again with the ball, still at midfield. To pass it down a little farther down the far side. Looks to be Brody Naylor with possession. Here comes Malvern. It'll be a dump off to Gyuraki. Gyuraki back up to the top, and it'll be cleared away before we get to the foot of Rep Bauer. Now, once again, here come the Firebirds. As Lucas Herrera just scored the goal. And here comes Fanelli. Fanelli is centering pass, and they're trying to be a little bit of behind the back kick by Labrant Davis. But now Fanelli trying to find a seam in. Won't be able to. So now after a head ball by Malvern, it was a quick possession for HGP before they turned it right back over. Now Maurece Jean-Briand again along the far side. Will be lifted, stays in bounds along the sideline. It's cleared once again. Labrant Davis awaiting the pass, who won't be able to get there. It'll be headed back out by a Malvern Prep Friar. So now Malvern Prep again across midfield. There'll be a dump off back to the Firebird sideline. Here comes Malvern, cutting back into the box. Devine sets and readies. Devine still waiting. Great defense by the Firebirds along the far side. Ruppersberger tries to clear, won't be able to. Malvern again, what a shot, or what a job there by Brian Niemczak to clear the ball through the legs of a Malvern Prep Friar. Looks like Rhett Bauer once more. And he's able to clear a little too fast for LeBron Davis to get there, but still a great defensive play by Brian Niemczak. Halfway through this first half. Here comes the Friars again. And again along the far sideline. Pass back to the near side. Malvern wind up shot and gets over the outstretched hand of Tim Devine. Malvern Prep on the board. Joaquin Albin able to get the foot on the ball and send it in the top left corner. Nothing Devine could do. Full effort shown. But Malvern Prep has cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1 with 18:46 to play in the first half. So now here's Lucas Herrera. Herrera with a quick send down all the way deep into the Firebird offensive zone. But Malvern Prep will take possession as it trickles out of bounds. So now here is the inbound. It will be Jimmy Consul. Consul will have the ball along the far side once more. Consul is lifted up near midfield. Here comes Malvern Prep. Can they get two fast ones? And once more, great defense by the Firebirds. Daniel Price got his clearing shot blocked. Now Price steals it once more. Daniel Price with 2 steals in a matter of seconds. But the play is whistled off and the ball belongs to Malvern. And Price visibly discouraged. Malvern Prep. Here comes a centering shot, and it was a header that died out fast. Tim Devine winds up and launches a line drive through midfield again. Labrant Davis again gets blocks the pass. Here's Davis on the feed from Fanelli. Davis, and it just goes wide. Labrant Davis almost had his second goal of the half. Fanelli almost had his second assist of the half. But again, just a few feet wide right of the net. And it stays 2-1 with 17-10 and ticking to play in the first. So Cancelliere, after he narrowly avoids allowing his third goal of the half, able to send it again back to midfield. Malvern Prep shuffling it down all the way across midfield again. Devine gets the centering pass, and it'll be heaved all the way down. And once more, the Firebirds are able to clear it. And their ability to clear balls has certainly been able to give them plenty of offensive opportunities. Now here comes Malvern Prep off the inbound. Fires with the ball near their own sideline. And that was number 32, Jace Bauer, who was looking for possession, but it had trickled out of bounds at the scorer's box. So here come the Firebirds. They'll get the inbounds. Good job. So the Firebirds off the inbound by Malvern Prep with the ball midfield. Bouncing around. Daniel Price with the ball. Price lifts it. It'll be headed back up. Jean Briand again along the Malvern Prep Friars bench. Briand trying to again look for a lane. But he'll wind up dumping it off to the top. Slow rolling centering pass goes unanswered. And here comes Malvern again, and Malvern is stripped of the ball. Here come the Firebirds. It'll be a wobbly sinking pass to center. Malvern is able to take back over, and again the Firebirds took the ball back. The Firebirds' time of possession has certainly been another big key here in them getting their 2 goals on the board early. But now Jean Briand tries to clear it, goes off the body of James Mayo. Now Labrant Davis again. Davis has had his fair share of scoring opportunities. He's made 1 goal out of them. So Daniel Price takes the ball from on the inbound. Price a 2-hand pass in. Labrant Davis with the ball. Davis inching his way up along the near sideline. I'll cut back to center. Davis dumps it off, and it's just a tad bit late getting to number 51, Mike Malpezzi. Malpezzi, if he had gotten there 1 second later, it was a 3-1 Firebirds lead. Now again, Malvern Prep with a shuffling pass along the far sideline, coming across the HGP bench, now over the far side of the box. And a shot goes a little bit of a redirection, but the Firebirds take the ball before we can get to Tim Devine. Although Devine will be the one lining up to send it back down. Devine sends it back, out across midfield. A header attempt is passed on. And now here comes Malvern. Malvern from midfield. It'll be a drop off back to the Malvern Prep sideline. Ethan Beede looking to put pressure on for the Firebirds. And now here is Ethan Beede. Beede with possession. And Beede goes to the ground. A whistle against Malvern Prep. And Ethan Beede and the Firebirds will have possession. So Daniel Price will be the one lining it up. Price sets it up. First half. Here come the Firebirds up along the sideline. Dumps it back off. Price looking to apply pressure again. Malvern almost kicking it out of bounds on their own side. And now the Friars again with a lot of pressure on. Both the Herrera brothers in coverage. Here come the Firebirds again looking to cut back to center. Labrant Davis trying to bring the ball in the open field, being double teamed. Davis loses the ball, and now Malvern Prep takes back over. More good defense from the Friars. Now here's Malvern Prep hustling across midfield. Looking to get one last scoring opportunity before 10 minutes hits. So Malvern Prep with the ball again at midfield. Hot potato being played between the Friars. And now Lucas Herrera goes down. A great cutback by a Friar along the far side. Looks like Chris Placinic. And here comes a shot. Divine sliding save. Tim Divine, another great save to keep the game at 2-1. And now Labrant Davis was going over the sideline to inbound, but the ball will belong to Malvern Prep. So the Fanelli to Labrant Davis connection has certainly been the key offensively today. Good idea. So now here's the inbound. It'll be headed back by a Firebird. And it looks like it was out of bounds. Both teams saying they have possession. Possession is awarded to Malvern Prep. So now Malvern whistles sound before they can get the inbound pass off. Now Malvern Prep with the ball loose around their own net off the inbound. It'll be Cancelliere, the goaltender, with the job to clear the ball. Ruppersberger, Easton Ruppersberger, number 7 for the Firebirds, sends it down along the sidelines. And Herrera, if the ball didn't go out of bounds before he got there, kicks it out of bounds himself. And possession awarded to the Friars, who will get the ball right off the inbound. And a pass goes over to the sideline. So JJ Gyuraki, his name called a lot this first half. They'll go along the sideline and turn the ball back over to the Firebirds. So here's Herrera at midfield. Herrera a little bit stop and go. And now the Friars take back over. And now the ball trickle out of bounds along the side of Maurece Jean-Briand. So now the Firebirds with the ball right off the inbound. And again, right off the inbound, it'll be out of bounds. This time off the Friars. So Jean Briand will be able to inbound in front of Jeff Jacoby's cart. Jean Briand, a one bounce pass over at the Firebird sideline. Jean Briand, a little bit of a dump off, does not work. And now the Firebirds trying to hold on to possession. 7 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first. Tim Devine, a little bit of stutter step. He'll wind it up and send it across midfield. It's headed into open field and cleared out by Cancelliere. And it sails with a one bounce over the fence and into I-95. And never mind, it'll be recovered back behind the fence. So a good job by a member of the Firebirds ground crew to keep another ball from its faded I-95 a little bit past us. So here comes Malvern Prep along the sideline. Again, ball loose in front of their own bench, but the Firebirds take it at midfield. And now it goes back to Malvern. Malvern Prep cuts to center. A little bit of a drop-off. A Friar goes down. No whistle is sounded. And Oscar Herrera, the sophomore, dumps it off to Easton Ruppersberger. And now a whistle does sound. And Malvern Prep will take back over. So now here is Malvern Prep. Again, a little bit of a cutback. Loose out in front, and a battle for the ball. It'll go out of bounds eventually, and possession awarded to the Friars once more. But more good lockdown defense along the far side for the Firebirds. And now a shot will go way offline. It rolled in front of the center of the net, but Tim Devine was able to make sure it didn't get anywhere near him. So here is Herrera. Herrera drops it back off. Again with the ball at midfield. The ball loose again. Two players go crashing to the ground. And possession awarded to the Firebirds, much to the despair of some Malvern Prep Friars. But either way, possession to the Firebirds. So Easton Ruppersberger will have the ball to start. And it's Daniel Price who will send it down near the net. Again, loose out in front. Almost a half bicycle kick attempt has failed. But the Firebirds hold in possession. And the shot by Oscar Herrera sails way high off the off the scoreboard, I guess you call it, in the background. So here's Cancelliere. A little bit of a high-hanging pass to midfield. It'll be headed out of play by a Friar. And Daniel Price will call for the ball to inbound it for the Firebirds. Under 4.5 to go in the first half. The Firebirds have led it in every category so far. But most importantly, goals, as they have a 2-1 lead. Looking to add on to that in the final minutes. Now another Firebird goes to the ground, and it'll be HGP possession. So it'll be Lucas Herrera and Daniel Price, both lining up to send it in. Lucas Herrera has a goal off an assist from his brother Oscar. He'll be the one to hit it. And it's a brilliant save by Andrew Cancelliere. Again, along the far top right corner, Cancelliere If he wasn't in net, this could be a 10-1 Firebirds lead right now. But Andrew Cancelliere doing what no other goaltender could besides maybe Tim Devine, keeping this game deadlocked. And I got a slow roller corner kick, which will be loose around the corner. The Firebirds hold on possession. A shot out in front, loose, and scores! The Firebirds put it in! They wanted to put one more on the board before halftime. And it's number 17, Brian Niemczak, with his name called a lot today, this time in a very, very good way. It's 3-1 Firebirds with under 3 minutes to play in the first half. It looked like a miss hit off the corner kick, but the Firebirds take it right back, and they put it in a magnificent way. Again, their third goal of the half already, and there's still time left for a possible fourth. Here is Lucas Herrera. It'll be Fanelli. Fanelli with a drop-off, and the Friar slides it out of bounds. Looks to be Cole Watts. Watts and Ruppersberger getting their names called a lot today for Malvern Prep. There'll be people to watch in the second half for Firebirds. So a quick two-hand inbounds pass by the Firebirds to go out of play off the head of a Friar, and it'll be re-inbounded, this time closer to the net, headed back up into the air. Ruppersberger looked for an opportunity to get the ball in. Couldn't find one, but the Firebirds have possession, and it'll be a slow-rolling, dying kick, which will be covered up by Cancelliere. Now Cancelliere with the underhand rolling pass. Back out to another one of his Friar teammates. And again, near the far side, the ball will be kicked out of bounds off a sidestep off the scorer's box. So the Friars will have possession. We'll pick it up and move it around to where it should be awarded to. So now Malvern with a scoring opportunity. Looking to make it a 1-goal lead once again right after the Firebirds put it back up to 2 at 3-1. Final minute of play here in the first half. Malvern taking their time. Both teams lined up in front of the net. Here is the shot. It'll sail a little high. Headed ball and right into the waiting arms of Tim Devine. Devine doing his thing as usual. Makes yet another good save to keep the game at 2 goals. To keep the deficit at 2 goals for Malvern. So it's 3-1 HGP. Here is Lucas Herrera. Herrera with a dump off. Gets the ball right back. Lucas Herrera goes to the ground. A Friar fell on him by accident. It looks like William Perez. They both go down. They both get up quickly. But now final 10 seconds of regulation. Or final 10 seconds of this first half. So it'll be heaved down. Malvern with one last chance. It'll be an off-balance kick near the net. Devine corrals it. Devine will hold on to it for the final few seconds. And time expires in the first half. So at that end, we bring you to a 3-1 Firebirds lead after 40 minutes. A possible better 40 coming up later on. We'll see you then. Again, your final score, your score after the first half. The Firebirds 3. I'm good to go. Alright, hello Firebird Nation, and welcome back to HGP Soccer versus the Malvern Prep Friars, where we have the final 40 minutes of play here at Fran Nick Memorial Field. So it's a 3-1 Firebirds lead after the first half of play. Again, second half just now underway with Malvern Prep with the ball over at center field. Now they'll send one in. It'll go close to out of bounds. Devine comes way out of his net, but is able to slide and block one up directly straight up in the air over near the sideline. Here comes HGP on the offensive, but now Malvern will take back over quickly, and that's James Mayo again. Now Daniel Price for the Firebirds will send it out of bounds along the far sideline. So here comes the quick inbound by Malvern. It'll be headed back out of the direct offensive zone. But now a sliding defensive play attempt by the Firebirds will result in an out-of-bounds ball. And Malvern quick to inbound it. Now the ball loose in front. It'll be Labrant Davis trying to take it. Here comes Davis up through the side. Davis with a stutter step. Pass over to center Fanelli. Sets it up, one bouncer, Davis centering pass, and Malvern's able to clear it up in the air. And now it's headed back by HGP and caught by Andrew Cancelliere. Oh wait, that's Patrick Conway in goal for Malvern Prep. So Conway in goal for the Friars at the moment. Malvern Prep went on a fast break along the far side, which was whistled dead, and the Firebirds get possession. So Tim Devine, again, patrols the outskirts of his box. He'll set up the pass to send down. Devine launches it. It'll be headed back up by a Friar, and they go back and forth. Now they head it the wrong way. If you're a Firebirds fan, the right way. But now here comes the Firebirds again on the offensive. It was Labrant Davis and Anthony Fanelli all day. And Fanelli with a little bit of trash talk at the end of that, and rightfully so, as that was a little bit of a dirty hit at the end by a Friar in coverage. And Fanelli been having a certainly great day, but he'll have some talking to from the referee along the far side. So the Firebirds will line up to send it in. That's a launch towards the net. Headed in the air and scores! The Firebirds pick up right back where they left off. Their second goal in 10 minutes across two halves. And it's the man who I just mentioned, number 6, Anthony Fanelli, with his second point of the game, his first goal. He now has a goal and an assist. It's 4-1 Firebirds. A little bit of a scoreboard malfunction, but it is 4-1 HGP over Malvern Prep. 36.5 to go in regulation. The Firebirds are running away with it. But here come the Firebirds with a centering pass. They'll be headed back up into the air. HGP looking to hold on to the ball for as long as possible. They did the first half. And Justin Burns, a little bit of a hip check out of bounds by another Friar, Coleman McKinley. And now again, Burns went to the ground. And again, possession awarded to Malvern. So Burns disagrees a little bit with the call, asking for an explanation, and he'll get it without any real problem. And then Malvern Prep lines up to send it down with James Mayo. Mayo launches up to midfield. Sent down the sidelines again. Here come the Firebirds. A Friar went down out in front of the net. Another Friar didn't realize that, and now a pass from HGP. Teddy Santos gets lined well out of bounds, out into the Friar bench. So now here comes HGP up along the sideline across the scorers table. And now Malvern takes possession across midfield. And it's dumped off and sent right back to Cancelliere at midfield. Justin Burns again. Burns. One bounce pass. Labrant Davis looking to hold on to it. Davis has been faster than Tyreek Hill today, and he proves that once more, forcing an off-balance pass from Malvern. Tim Devine winds up. Line drive pass goes to the sideline, and a handball called against HGP. That was right up against the Malvern Prep bench, and every single one of them at the same time held up their hand. And now more communication with the referee between Friars. James Mayo will be coming off, number 4 for Malvern. And still more debate. So still not sure what all the commotion was. It seems to be a Malvern Prep soccer ball, and it will be. It'll be launched all the way down to Tim Devine, and Devine had to jump up to make the catch. A lot of power on the shot from Malvern Prep's Joaquin Alvin. Devine drops it off. He'll dribble it up and roll. He'll send it deep again up near midfield. It'll be sent right back. And here come the Firebirds again, looking to go on the offensive. And a sliding save by Patrick Conway. So Conway with a Doug Flutie drop kick. Headed back up into the air by the Firebirds. And here's HGP. Gets the ball. A little bit of a check down pass to the near side. One bounce to the center is headed back out and away by Malvern. Now it's sent back towards the net over the head of Labrant Davis. He'll play it off a hop. It'll trickle near the out of bounds sideline. And now here comes HGP. Stutter step again. Over near the sideline, and it goes off the leg of a Malvern Prep Friar back towards the net with Patrick Conway standing in there guarding it. Conway brings the ball again back out of his own net. And another drop kick. This one goes a little farther. Back out near midfield, but it's quickly headed away by HGP. Here comes Malvern Prep. Ball loose, and here comes Malvern again on the offensive with Wyatt Constantino. And the Friar went down. Possession awarded to Holy Ghost Prep. 32 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the second half. Again, 4-1, Firebirds with the lead. Tim Devine rolls it up and sends it. Once more headed by Malvern Prep. And it's headed back towards the net. Here come the Firebirds on the attack. And it's a little too far led for Labrant Davis. Davis is able to recover and will drop it off. So now centering pass is deflected before it can get to the sophomore Cancelliere. So now here is Malvern Prep at midfield. They'll hold on to it. It's a drop off again. And yet another drop off to Connor Greaves. Greaves with the pass back to center to Logan Percy. Now a Fryer again out in front, try to get the ball towards the net, and the Firebirds clear. And it'll go deep into the Firebirds offensive zone before it rolls into the box, and Patrick Conway is able to sail it back out. Quick double header for HGP. And that was Maurece Jean-Briand going to the ground. He'll get back up, but here come the Friars. Slow rolling shot to the net, and Devine captures it like a baby. So it seems like possession will be awarded to Malvern Prep. A Fryer did go down. I didn't hear any whistle to start, so a delayed call against the Firebirds. But now the Friars an opportunity to cut the lead back down to 2. The Friars are again at their largest lead of the day at 4-1. They've had 2-0 leads, a 3-1 lead, and then the closing ticks of the clock in the first half, they made it 4-1. So here are the Friars. They'll line it up. It's a ground ball. Brilliant save again by Tim Devine. And it's almost common at this point for number 90, for number 99, Tim Devine. 98, Tim Devine. So now again, launched up, and Tim Devine put that on You Got Mossed. Tim Devine just reached out and snatched it out of midair before Fryer could head the ball into the net. And Devine is that guy. The Firebirds keep the 4-1 lead. Devine lofts it up. It'll be headed back by the Friars. Cancelliere in the midfield. Now here is Burns. Burns and Cancelliere going back and forth with it. The Friars lose possession. It's passed back out on top. Burns again looking for a way in. And once again, the ball is turned over. The Firebirds had it, but it is whistled back to Malvern. Here is Malvern Prep. A little bit of a cutback. And a pass towards the net was deflected off a foot of a Firebird. But the Firebirds are awarded possession. So Devine will receive the ball. He'll come out to have a quick conversation with the referee. So here's the one bounce pass back into Tim Devine. Devine will have to be forced to dump it off along the far sideline. Now come back here. Cancelliere had the ball for a split second, and then it got stolen away by Malvern. But it was out of bounds off of Fryer. So HGP off the inbound. Possession bouncing around between players. And now here comes HGP. It looks like Cancelliere again. Cancelliere with a double cutback. He'll pass back to the near sideline, but out of bounds. Nobody home. They're getting a two-hand inbound pass by Malvern. And now two players, one from each team, both go to the ground. But this time the call is in favor of the Firebirds. So the Firebirds will line it up near midfield. Price winds it up, sends it down again. headed towards the net by a Friar, but it will be offline and out of bounds, awarding HGP with a corner kick. And it'll be the sophomore Mike Cancelliere who will line it up. Lucas Herrera clears the extra ball from the field. Cancelliere launches it, and it'll be headed back out the wrong way by Malvern. Now along the near sideline is Burns, and Burns had it tipped out of bounds, but it went back off of him beforehand. Oh, the Firebirds hold on to possession. So Teddy Santos on the sidelines, again, two-hand inbounds pass, headed back up. And now here are the Firebirds again with Fanelli. Fanelli with a goal and an assist today. Now here again is HolyGhostPrep at midfield. Ball still loose. Cancelliere with a slow rolling dump off. And now the ball loose along the sidelines again. And once again, Teddy Santos called to inbound. He'll inbound just over the head of Labrant Davis. But it comes right back to the Firebirds with Burns. And now it's sent out in front of the net. Conway was able to smack it out of the zone. But it was still loose in front. But Malvern Prep was able to take it. And then the Firebirds get the ball right back with Easton Ruppersberger. And then Ruppersberger dumps off to Fanelli. More action at midfield. It's launched towards the net and just offline. Teddy Santos led a little bit too much towards the net. The Firebirds have had an absolutely absurd amount of scoring attempts. They've been able to put 4 in, which is certainly an above average score for a single team today. And that will go out of bounds. It did. Just barely. It came back with some backspin. Fanelli thought he had it for a second, but it was blown dead. So once again, Patrick Conway will line it up to send it down. Conway this time a low line drive right to his intended target for the Friars, Rhett Bauer. Bauer gets the ball right off the pass. Rhett Bauer cutting it in. Drops it off, and a Firebird goes tripping to the ground. No penalty called. Here's Malvern on the attack. And now look at the ball. Ball loose out in front, and the Firebird's able to clear it up in the air for the moment. It'll drop back down, headed in the air by a Friar. And now Malvern Prep along their own sideline. They'll cut it back. Here comes Malvern. Stop and go out in front of the net. Shot. And Tim Devine, once again, full send, top of the net, and he keeps it out of the zone that only Tim Devine can. Another immaculate save for 98 in net. Last week, the Bucks County Carrier named him Keeper of the Week. Rightfully so. Malvern Prep on the corner kick. Headed towards the net, but offline. Devine doesn't do anything there. And now Malvern with the ball at midfield. So here are the Friars going back and forth playing hot potato with it. Now pass back across. Here comes Malvern Prep. It's Rhett Bauer. And Bauer's shot was deflected by both of Firebird's defensemen, and Devine may have got a hand on it. Either way, it's sent out of bounds near the net by a Firebird, whoever it was, and Malvern Prep will line up for another corner kick. So it's launched towards the net and just a tad high over the top bar. Tim Devine jumped up, but no one could get that. So it's 4-1. It remains 4-1. The Firebirds with the lead. Divine takes 2 steps back. He'll wind up to send it down. A little of a miss hit there as it comes up a tad short of midfield. The Firebirds have possession for a split second, then they lose it. Here comes Malvern Prep. Dumps it off into the zone. And the Firebirds are able to keep the ball away from the direct offensive zone. So 20-50 to go in the second half. And barring an incredible comeback, most likely to go in the game. Here is the corner from Malvern. It sails over the heads of everyone, headed back towards the net, and Divine corrals it outside of it. Divine brushes the ball off and will drop kick it. It sinks right to the ground, but the Firebirds take it. It's Anthony Fanelli. Fanelli and Labrant Davis. Fanelli with a shot on goal, and it's saved by Patrick Conway. It bobbled around in his hands a bit, but never got close to the net. So Conway, another drop kick. Out across midfield, and it curves a little bit along the near sideline. It'll trickle out of bounds. Now here is a two-hand inbounds pass for the HGP, which will be headed immediately out of bounds by Drew Delovich. Delovecchia. So correction of the pronunciation, Delovecchia. So Jace Bauer off the inbound. And that's Burns, who kicked it out of bounds along the near sideline for HGP. So Malvern Prep takes over. So 3/4 of the way done this rivalry matchup between two great soccer teams in Holy Ghost Prep and Malvern Prep. But the former with the 4-1 lead, and that's HGP. And here's a great steal by the Firebirds midfielder, Justin Burns. And Burns is able to set up Labrant Davis with the ball deep in the offensive zone. He'll drop it off for Herrera. That's Lucas Herrera. Davis sends it to center. And it'll sail back over the head of Lucas Herrera. Herrera with one of the 4 goals today for the Firebirds. The other one scored by Labrant Davis, Anthony Fanelli, and Mike Malpezzi. So now here comes Malvern. Ball bouncing around. And Malvern's offensive attack is turned away by the Firebirds. And now Daniel Price, who tried to take possession for the Firebirds, will do just that. So here are the Firebirds, who will send it a line drive pass down along their own sideline. Labrant Davis will head it up. And a Firebird went flying. That was Anthony Fanelli, who literally went full airborne. Everything off the ground. No penalty was called, and now a penalty called against the Firebirds for a seemingly small trip up compared to what Anthony Fanelli just took. Or the ride Anthony Fanelli just took. So now Fanelli with the ball at midfield. Fanelli, another beautiful pass to Labrant Davis. And now here comes Malvern up across midfield. Malvern Prep dumps it off near the corner. It'll be kept in bounds by the Friars, but now kicked out of bounds by that same player. Along the far side in Kellen Fitzgerald. Again, the Firebirds inbound. Up near midfield. More hot potato being played between Friars. Now here is HGP. Sent back across near midfield. Back into the offensive zone. Burns hustles for it. But Malvern Prep able to corral it. So Walter Graff, who had the ball, but it'll be turned over to Malvern. And it's a line drive pass. Here comes Malvern on the attack, but Devine will corral it before any Malvern Prep player can get their foot on it. So here's Tim Devine. He'll send it down. Walter Graff there waiting for it. He'll turn the ball over to Malvern. Here are the Firebirds once again. It'll be Anthony Fanelli. Fanelli gets the ball blocked back. It's Oscar Herrera at midfield. And Herrera loses the ball. Here comes Malvern. A Friar goes to the ground again. Whistle sound again. And Malvern Prep again takes the ball. .14:44 to go in the second half. The Friars have maintained a constant 4-1 lead for about the last 20 minutes. So here it is, lifted in the air by Malvern Prep. The ball is slowly inching its way towards the net, but it's kept out of the direct offensive zone again by Oscar Herrera. Here comes the pass. And Herrera slides out, just can't get it. And now it's Anthony Fanelli who slid out. So another Friar goes to the ground. That looked to be Kellen Fitzgerald. And possession awarded to Fitzgerald and the Friars. The ball was loose for a second. It'll be scooped up by Devine, who toe taps it and sends it back up to midfield. So Oscar Herrera, Anthony Fanelli, and Walter Graff all with the ball. Here is Burns. Burns going back and forth. And Justin Burns has had a great show of footwork at midfield, but the ball will go out of play and is blown dead along the far sideline. So Labrant Davis had the ball for a second, and it seems like he will inbound. And no, Davis drops it off to Fanelli, and Fanelli will inbound for Holy Ghost. Fanelli inbounds directly to Ethan Beede, getting his name called for the first time today. So Malvern Prep tries to take it away. Fanelli being held and double teamed, and he's able to get the pass off to Walter Graff. And Graff loses possession quickly to Malvern Prep. He was triple teamed at midfield. And Malvern Prep turns the ball back over to HGP. And it's now a back and forth action as Malvern gets the ball back. It's a centering pass and cleared out again. It was JJ Gyuraki, who had another chance at a goal. Here come the Firebirds. Can they put up a 5 spot on Malvern? Here's Walter Graff. Gets a shot off. And it just went over the hand of Patrick Conway, but it was on an awkward angle, so that it just went out the back left corner, high back left corner of the net. No goal, and Malvern Prep will hold on to their 4-1 lead for the moment. Or 4-1, they will hold on to a 3-goal deficit for the moment. The Firebirds lead at 4-1. So Conway sends it to midfield. Again, the ball loose out in front, and it's deflected back up into the air. So Malvern loose with the ball. It's a quick dump-off pass out in front to Connor Greaves. Oh, wait, that is Jack Carroll, the sophomore, with the ball in midfield. So now Malvern Prep bouncing the ball around. Still with it. They're forced back into their own zone by Anthony Fanelli. And again, Malvern goes aggressively on the attack. And a sliding stop to kick it out of bounds by who looked like Cancelliere along the far side. Now here's Malvern going cross country. And it's cleared out by Burns. So Rhett Bauer again on the attack, and his pass will be sent well out of bounds. So Daniel Price with the ball on the sideline. Price inbounds to Maurece Jean-Briand, getting his name called for the first time this half after having a very active first half. His two-hand inbounds pass will be headed back and forth between Firebirds, and the Firebirds on the offensive. It's a one-on-one, and Malvern will win that one-on-one. Now the ball loose in the corner. And the Firebird goes to the ground. That was Fanelli again. Fanelli calling for a penalty, does not get one. And Fanelli, even with a goal and an assist, has been robbed of many opportunities. And now a shot from the top of the key by a Firebirds player, too far to tell the number, went way to the left of the net. Conway brings it back in bounds, and he'll dribble it back up around his own zone. Conway with a quick dump-off pass to Jimmy Consul. Consul brings it back up to midfield, and it's J.J. Gyuraki. He'll get the pass right back. And again gets the pass back as Gyuraki. Another drop-off. They'll come charging in. The Friars peel off. Now pass back to center at midfield. It's Malvern Prep's James Mayo with possession. Mayo with the dump off. Here at midfield again. Cutting back into center near the net. That'll be a sidestepping shuffle pass. And it's blown dead. Possession awarded to the Firebirds with 8:38 to go in the second half. And most likely 8:38 to have to go in the game. So Tim Devine lines the ball up in the inside of his own zone with 8:20 to go as time is stopped. Devine sends it up near midfield again. A header attempt was missed. It goes off the back of Ethan Beede. And now Beede in coverage of Gyuraki. And he dumps it off to Rhett Bauer once more. And Malvern Prep regains possession along their own bench. It'll be a slow rolling pass. It'll go out of bounds off of Malvern. Is he muted? So here come the Firebirds off a two-hand inbounds pass by Daniel Price. So here comes the one bouncer, and it goes right into the waiting arms of Patrick Conway. So Malvern Prep again with the ball. James Mayo sends it. And it will be whistled dead once more. And the Firebirds once again take possession. So Daniel Price lifts it in the air. Sorry, Tim Devine lifts it in the air. But HGP takes over. Firebirds looking for the ball. It's Ethan Beede who'll pull out with it. Now Gyuraki again looking for the ball loose. And as Lucas Herrera goes to the ground, but is helped up by a Malvern Prep Friar. So it looks like Fanelli and Price both lining up to send it down. Price will be the one to kick it. Price sends it. It's headed back up into the air by a Malvern Prep Friar. And then launched over the net by Burns. So Kellen Fitzgerald got his head on it for Malvern Prep to set up the shot that went sailing over the net for HGP. So Patrick Conway, the goaltender for the Friars, comes back out from behind his own net to retrieve the other ball. He'll set the ball up at the corner, and once again, it's a slow-rolling dump-off pass to Jimmy Consul. Consul with the pass back. And now Consul going around the horn with it. Malvern with the ball at midfield. Jack Carroll possession, the sophomore. So here is Gyuraki again. Another dump off. And again, the Friars looking to make a couple last pushes in these final 4 minutes and change. Again, Jimmy Consul with a 2-bounce pass across midfield. Now it's a slow drop off by Gyuraki. And back to Consul. So Consul passes it down into the corner where Mayo awaits. James Mayo with the ball. And he's jumped back up to the top to Consul, who resets. Lofts it down over the heads of everyone. And the Firebirds take it into the corner where they'll kick it out of bounds. And set up a corner kick for Malvern. So 3 minutes and 22 seconds to play in regulation. Friars got a goal in net. So off the quick intermission, it looks like the Friars got a goal in net to make it a 4-2 lead for the Firebirds. So now a shot, and did that one go in? That one did go in. So the Firebirds with a quick answer. I couldn't tell who that was. They may have been Burns. Oh, wait, it appears not. the freshman, Jaydan Perez, with his first career goal as a Firebird, which explains the lots more of excitement that you'd see from a normal goal. But that makes it 5-2. Yes, it was just 4-1 30 seconds ago. It's now 5-2 Firebirds, as Jaydan Perez, the freshman, gets his name called for the first time this season, and his first time in his young Firebirds career. Easton Ruppersberger with possession for HGP. So Malvern gets the ball bouncing all around. Ethan B with the dump off. So now the whistle sounds along the sideline. And with 1:45 left to go in the second half, it remains 5-2. So Patrick Conway with the ball at midfield again. Conway again lifts it. And it's shuffled pass back out to the top. The Firebirds going back and forth. So final 30 seconds of play here in regulation between the Firebirds and the Friars. Malvern Prep with the ball at midfield. They'll pass it back and forth. Again, back to midfield. And now Aiden McLeese with the ball. McLeese looking to set up one possible final scoring opportunity in these final 20 seconds. And Malvern seems to kick the ball out of bounds. And the Firebirds pick it up. So the Firebirds looking to kill the final 9 seconds. Tim Devine, immaculate yet again. But the Firebirds offense, the shining stars of today's game, they take it 5-2 over rival Malvern Prep. And a very dramatic first half that ended in a Firebirds runaway lead. After one, it was a 3-1 score. The Firebirds almost replicate that at the end with a 5-2 win. Jaydan Perez, the freshman, getting a goal, but the star of the game, Anthony Fanelli, with a goal, an assist, and a warning for trash talking. And the Firebirds take it 5-2 again over the Malvern Prep Friars. What a game this has been. All right, welcome back, everyone. The Firebirds take this game by a final score of 5-2 over the Malvern Prep Friars. Lots of stars from either side of this team, with Tim Devine and net having tons of great saves to keep the game at a Firebirds lead for the most part, and then players like Anthony Fanelli with multiple points today doing the opposite of extending the lead for the Firebirds. So today's game was a fun one, but we have a lot more fun ones coming up. The vast majority of them on the road, as the next 5 are the 30th against Penn Charter, and then going into October, the 1st against Downingtown West, the 6th against Garnet Valley, the 8th against St. Augustine Prep, and the 11th against West Charter Ruston. Westchester, sorry. After that, 2 consecutive home games on the 17th and 20th, both at 3:45 against Lansdale Catholic and then the Haverford School. And then 1 final game at a neutral site versus another rival, Pennsbury, at YMS on the 22nd at 7 o'clock p.m. That should be a fun one if there is a stream there. We'll try to give you information on that. It will not be a HGP run stream, but it is still something. So once again, the Firebirds take this game by a final score of 5-2 over the Malvern Prep Friars. I thank you all for listening. My name is Caden Stewart. Producer is Matt. Should I say your last name? Matt Rockwell. Thank you again to him for all audio work he does every single week. I forgot to thank him in the last game, so I'll make up for that this week. So again, with that, your final score, 5-2. Firebirds win their 3rd straight at home.
Holy Ghost Prep ties it up. Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.